Good morning, everyone. This is Tim Wilmot speaking from Wizard Systems. Thanks for joining me today for this presentation to show you the capabilities of Workbooks CRM, what areas of your business it can address, and how my company, Wizard Systems, can help you with any CRM project you're contemplating there. Now, we run these short presentations weekly, normally every Friday. It's Thursday this week, focusing on different aspects of CRM and workbooks. And today we're going to look a bit more closely at how we manage sales leads and business developments with a tool like workbooks. This presentation will be approximately 30 minutes or so in duration, so this is just a basic session. Everyone uses CRM, every company uses CRM in different ways, everyone's got different requirements, so we wouldn't have enough time this morning to go through all of the extensive capabilities of workbooks. So after this session, if you'd like to explore workbooks in more detail, we'd be only too happy to organize more of a one-to-one session with you and your colleagues, and we can obviously discuss your specific needs there and take you through the system. Also on the call today, we've got some people already trialing workbooks. Some people have never seen it at all. So excuse me if I'm going over some old ground information you may already know about workbooks. I need to go at the speed of the slowest, so to speak. Now, the audio part of this presentation is one way only. Your microphone is on mute, so don't worry about any background noises your end. If you've got any questions, please type those into the questions section. You might have noticed a control panel probably lurking in the top right corner of your screen. So as you think of questions, please type those in and I'll do my best to answer them at the end. Also, this session is being recorded. After the session, you should receive an email, an automatic email from our system to give you a little link to the recording, which you can share with your colleagues, and we'll most likely put it up on YouTube for wider sharing up there. Okay, so let's get started. Just a brief mention about my company, Wizard Systems. We're an independent reseller of CRM systems. Workbooks is a very popular system we supply, and as you know, you subscribe, as you may know by now, you subscribe to Workbooks. So there's nothing to install. And we have customers that do their own thing with workbooks, set the system up themselves, teach themselves how to use it. But if you've got any need for any assistance along the way, we're here to help you. Because all we do is CRM. We've done this for over a couple of decades now. We've implemented well over 3,000 separate installations of CRM, mainly in the UK, some further afield. And we can do the whole job for you, if you like. If you don't have the resources or the time or the inclination, we can do the whole thing for you. Or there might be just little areas where you need some assistance, maybe migrating data from an old system into the new system, or customizing workbooks in some way, or training. Do you want some aspect of knowledge or skills with workbooks? As regards training, we can train you at your premises. You can come to us. We can do it online. And finally, we provide a help desk service, a nice, friendly, responsive help desk. If you get stuck, we're only a short phone call away. So the key thing in any involvement working with you, in partnership with you, is to look at what you're wanting to get out of a CRM system. Are you replacing an older legacy CRM system? Maybe you're just starting out in business. I know there's a couple of people I know are just starting out in business on the call this morning, and they recognize they need a central system to help them start managing their leads, which is our focus today. Or maybe you're looking for better marketing, tracking sales processes more effectively, your quotation process. You want to acquire customers, keep customers, improve customer service. So any or all of those, we're here to address those with workbooks, and that's really what we want to get to in any discussions with yourselves. So what is workbooks? Well, it's a central system, ready-made system to help you share and manage information about your contacts. There's some marketing tools in there to help you be more proactive with your communications with your clients. Unusually for a CRM system, now not many CRM systems out there do this, but we can create sales quotes, and there's also an option for creating orders and invoices. There are two different editions of workbooks to consider. When you sign up for workbooks, you choose CRM edition for each of your users, or business edition, and you can mix and match these two together. Business edition will do the financial stuff, so creating orders, invoices, credit notes, accepting payment. That's what business edition does. So you can mix and match those two editions. Both editions will allow you to do quotes. Do you have a customer service department? Do you have service people, a help desk? They too may want to use a system like Workbooks, thereby improving cooperation and teamwork between your sales and support teams there. And of course, Workbooks, as well as it being a great personal productivity tool, it's a management tool as well to help you make better decisions. Workbooks is a UK system. All the data is in the UK, question we're often asked for. It's 100% cloud, nothing to install. You don't need to worry about backups or upgrades. And it's a very reliable system. Last year, 2014, we had 99.99% uptime with Workbooks. Workbooks has won lots of industry awards. In the UK, it's won CRM Product of the Year 2013 and 2014. And actually yesterday, April the 8th, it was announced that for the third year running, Workbooks has won again CRM Product of the Year in the UK 2015. And it's a very reliable system. Workbooks is certified in all now the 6 releases of the government G Cloud program. So if you're central government or your local government, you're not allowed to really go for any application that doesn't have those certification levels, and Workbooks does have that. So now just to focus on these key areas of Workbooks. So first of all, contact management. So with Workbooks, you get a ready-made database to help you track your leads, your prospects, and your customers and your suppliers. You can customize the system. Shortly, when I show you the system, these screens can be easily changed by you. You can take fields away, add fields to it, no programming required. You can also deploy different security levels. So if you have a need to prevent people changing information, deleting information, exporting information, you can do that with Workbooks as well. You're managing all of your activities in Workbooks, so your daily schedule of tasks, phone calls, meetings, they're put into Workbooks, they're linked to a client's record. We have an optional link to Outlook as well that allows you to share your calendar and your tasks in a bi-directional way between Workbooks and Outlook. So in this way, you're building up a wonderful client history against a customer or a company of all the things that you've done, your colleagues have done, blow by blow, there, which are great, help there in your customer service of that customer. We've got email integration. We can actually interface with any email system, again with the Outlook integration, a very simple way of integrating your Outlook emails. As you send emails from Outlook or as you receive emails, they can be easily copied together with the attachments into the client's record. So we can work with any email system out there, and really good integration with Outlook. In your subscription, you also get access in a simpler way from a mobile device or a tablet. So when I say a simpler way, I mean a simpler display because of the smaller screen size. You have, again, a real-time access to your client data, all included in your subscription with Workbooks. Are you doing any marketing? Many of our customers are using email marketing now to help them communicate in a targeted way with their contacts. And with Workbooks, you've got an easy way of getting data into Workbooks. So if you go to a show, you buy in a database, you have Excel spreadsheets, you can easily import that data into workbooks. And the flip side of that, you can export the data out in an Excel format as well if you wish. We can integrate to your website. So if you have on your contact page, and this is relevant to managing sales leads this morning, on your website, do you have a contact form, maybe just a very simple form of asking for a client's company name, contact name, email address, maybe a comments. When they fill in that information and they hit the submit button, that information becomes a record automatically in workbooks as a sales lead. And then using the workflow, there's some automation in workbooks. We can trigger off a number of automatic events. As standard, workbooks will send you an email to your inbox to alert you to the fact that you've got a new sales lead, and thereby drawing your attention to all of those leads. So nothing slips through the net, nothing is forgotten about, and a nice and easy way of integrating that sales lead capture into workbooks. Before doing any email marketing campaign, you've got an easy way of creating lists, creating groups of people that have some common criteria, because that's what you want to do with email marketing, is try and target yourself more efficiently and get the right message to the right people. And we integrate with 3 very well-known email marketing systems. The most popular one is MailChimp. When I ask clients what email marketing system they're using, I would say MailChimp comes up maybe a third or half the time. So it's a very popular system. They actually have a free account as well. If you're mailing to under 2,000 subscribers, they have a free account which allows you to email to up to 12,000 people per month. So you might want to consider looking at that. We also integrate to Constant Contact and Mailer as well. And with that integration, you create your list in workbooks. That list is uploaded to one of these 3 accounts, and then automatically coming back into workbooks comes visibility of the responses of those customers. So you can see against a client's record what emails they were sent, what emails they opened and read, what links did they click on in an email, and also seeing hard bounce and soft bounce information, plus of course opt out if they want to unsubscribe from your mailings. That's a setting that's observed by workbooks for future mailings, but you've still got a record of that lead or that customer in your workbooks database. Brief mention about quotations. So are you doing quotes? How do you do quotes right now? Well, with workbooks you can integrate that whole quote process from start to finish in workbooks. An easy way of creating a quote. These quotes are customizable as well. You can store your price list in workbooks. You can import your prices into workbooks. You can define any number of different quotation layouts for different quotation situations. These quotes are stored in a PDF type layout, and you can change these layouts. There are some sample ones that come with workbooks. You can easily upload your own customer logo there and tweak it, give it your own corporate look and feel. And a key part of any CRM system, and indeed business development, is opportunity management. So we spoke earlier about tracking sales leads in workbooks. If you look at a typical sales process, a lead comes into the company, we then start to qualify them, negotiate with them, and then when we understand what they want from us and it's a target prospect for us, you create an opportunity in workbooks. So you're actually putting into a separate screen in workbooks in a very simple way key information about their inquiry or their sales project. This could be very brief information, it could be quite extensive information. It's a very customizable part of workbooks, and the quotation element of workbooks dovetails with the opportunity management. So as you send out your quotes, they're updating your opportunities with the values and the products that you're hoping to sell. And remember the option for creating orders and invoices. Again, as I said before, most CRM systems won't do this, but with workbooks we can. So looking at that business process, You've sent out the quote. The customer loves the quote. They want to place an order with you. You've got an easy way of converting that quote to an order or an invoice without the need for rekeying in any information. Also in the UK, we do integrate as an option. You do pay a little bit extra for this. So whenever I use the word option, that normally costs you a little bit extra money in a subscription. But we can integrate with Sage 50 and Sage 200 in the UK. So as you create these quotes, orders, they can be converted into Sage without the need for rekeying in information. We're also looking at integrations with QuickBooks and Xero as well, if anyone out there is using those accounting systems. Brief mention about customer service. So do you have any customer care people, customer service people, a help desk? They too can be using workbooks on a separate screen to track a case. So a case in workbooks is all the information about this complaint or this problem or this issue, very customizable. You can apply deadlines, visual alerts. You can track in a way, you can track your service level agreements. When should you get back to the client? When should this problem be resolved? As you're using workbooks as a service tool, you're then building up a trend of things that you're tracking, and that could be really useful to help you manage any service situation, products and so on. And you're building up a knowledge base of FAQs and typical issues that come in, and what are the solutions for those issues. Final slide now before I dive into the demo proper. So hopefully you can see by using workbooks we've got a great way of managing sales activity levels. How many leads have we got coming in? What activity levels are we achieving right now? How many calls are we doing? How many appointments are we doing? How many quotes are outstanding? Of course, the opportunity management is a central part of any CRM system. So a way of you seeing easily what business is going to come into the company this month, this quarter. What type of business is it? What's the value of that business? What's the name of the salesperson? How likely is it that this business is going to come in, that we're going to get the order? And a couple of tools to help you make sense of all this information. There's a report writer in workbooks, and there's about 50 or so ready-made reports to get you going. And you can create your own reports as well, and you can graph those reports. Plus, we have nice flashy graphical dashboards as well, pie charts, bar graphs that come up and display real-time information about what's going on in there. So without further ado, let me dive into workbooks proper. So apologies for anyone that's trialing workbooks. You've seen all this before. So I've just logged into workbooks. I'm using workbooks this morning via Chrome. We work with any browser. We work on Apple. And remember, a slightly different sign-on process if you're using a mobile device or a tablet, whereby you get a simpler display. But here we are. We've logged in, and initially we're seeing the workbooks desktop. And do you see? It's got that familiar look and feel. It looks like your Windows desktop with the Start button down in the bottom left-hand corner there. And from that, the Start menu. And depending on your access levels, that will dictate whether you can see all of this or not see it. I'm logged on as an administrator this morning, so we're seeing everything there, but you can simplify those menus. And a Google-like search box there, bottom left corner. You can type any word or phrase and it will find it for you in the system. So just let me take you through a quick navigation around the system, a quick tour in the system before we dive into sales leads. So from this Start menu, right at the top here, organizations and people. This is the basic building block of any sensible CRM solution, the companies you work with and the people that you're dealing with on a daily basis. So if I dive into organizations, first of all, up pops a pretty typical window in workbooks, and this window is displaying in a summary way, row by row, all of the companies in my system. And you can decide what columns you see here as you're scrolling through those company records. Down the left-hand side, You can put people into different groups or lists or views, as Workbooks calls it. So it's easy to dive in and see companies that have some common criteria. Maybe you just want to see all of your prospects right now. There they all are there. It's an easy way of navigating around those different lists. And you can scroll through these company records as well, of course. If I dive into a company now, let's look at, maybe we've got a customer called Atlantic Computer Supplies here. Up pops another window, now showing me more detailed information about this organization. Running across the top, we've got a few tabs there, which allows me to dive in and see more detailed information about this company. Initially, we're on the main tab. This is the key information about this organization. Now, this is an example of what Workbooks gives you. You start using Workbooks right now, this is what a company screen is going to look like. But you can change this. It's not difficult. It's so easy to change these fields, to remove fields, to add new fields. The fields can be different types of fields. They could be check boxes. They could be drop-down lists. They could be notes boxes. So you've got a number of different field types to choose from. So you decide what information you want to know about the company. You can search on this information. You can report on this information. You can build marketing campaigns on this information. Running across the top of the screen, as I said, we can dive in and see more detailed information about this client. So we've got some general notes there. This is where we can upload files. Activities, what phone calls, meetings, tasks have you got to do. So we can see here at a glance, row by row, all of the things we've got to do. Items are displayed here in pink. This being a demonstration system, there's quite a few things here that are overdue, but a nice visual alert here to draw your attention to outstanding activities that should have been done by now. So at a glance, you can see what's going on there, a complete history of all of those actions. And this information can be shared with Outlook if you're using the Outlook integration. Emails. As you send and receive your emails, maybe via Outlook or similar, they can be copied automatically or chosen. If you're using the Outlook integration, you can decide what emails are being copied into this email tab here against this company. People. Who works at this customer? And we can dive into their records and see more information about them, their activities, their emails, their opportunities, their cases, and so on. Opportunities. What opportunities have we got on the go with this client? We can see there's 11 on the go. They're summarized here. Again, you can decide what columns you see here in the summary display. If I click on one of these, I can drill down and see more information about the opportunity. So here we have a project called New Website. This screen can be customized by you. Again, at the top half of the screen here is the key information about this opportunity or project. So we've got a description, when is it due, what's the stage of negotiations, what's the probability of this business coming in. Maybe we want to know what type of opportunity is it, what type of product area are they going for. Top right corner here, who's the name of the manager that's handling this opportunity? What was the source of the opportunity? Again, important from a marketing point of view to know where your marketing pounds are going and what business might result. And in the lower half of the screen, this is where you can, if you want to, you don't have to, but this is where you can describe in more detail the individual items and services relating to this opportunity. And from here, this is one way, you can actually do this in a number of different ways. This is one way in which you can create a quote or an order if you've got the business edition, orders and invoices. And there's an option for tracking customer contracts as well. So in your business, do you have maintenance contracts or support contracts? They too, that's an option for tracking in Workbooks. So a nice and easy way of managing business development with those one or many opportunities relating to this client, and running across the top there you can see all of that information, more detailed information about this project. And finally over here, cases, any support issues can be tracked here. And if I dive into one of these cases, here is an example of a case screen in Workbooks. This too can be customized. You can change this, you can add fields, take fields away, but all the information you want to know about this service issue with running across the top there, again, those separate little tabs, they're allowing you to display, track more detailed information about this case. So this morning I want to focus on sales leads. If I just click on this little icon down here, nice little handy icon to clean up my display. So a sales lead is an inquiry whereby it's unqualified. You don't know whether they're a good fit for your company or your products. Maybe you've just been to a show and you've acquired a list of visitors. Maybe you've purchased a database from a database vendor. Maybe an inquiry has come in from your website. Remember, we have a way with Workbooks of integrating with your website. So a form or forms on your website can be linked to Workbooks. So from that start button, there's a few ways of looking at your leads or getting leads in. Right at the top there, we've got new and sales lead. Or from my sales section here, I can look at all of the leads in my system right now. And like we saw with companies and opportunities, up pops this window, which can be minimized and maximized. But here we are, row by row, we're summarizing all the leads we've got. Top left corner, there we are, we can create a new sales lead. We can put leads into different groups as well. But a very simple way of getting a new lead into the system. And when you put a new lead in, this is an example sales lead form. You can simplify this if you want to. You can add more fields to this. The only mandatory field here, do you see this field here called name with a dark blue left-hand border? That's the only required field. That's the only thing that Workbooks wants to know about this, this lead. So, quick way of putting leads in, viewing those leads, and then looking at the sales process. Now let's imagine that we're starting to talk with this lead in a little bit more detail, and we establish that they're a good fit for our company and our products. You've got a nice bit of workflow in Workbooks. Do you see here there's a button here called Save and Convert. So we can now promote Mary. We've been speaking to Mary at Brown PLC, and we think, right, well, there's something on the go here, there's a good project. So we can now convert this person to a number of different things. First of all, at the top there, we can create an opportunity. Remember that screen we saw earlier with that new website opportunity? We're going to create one of those. We're going to promote Mary into a proper person. We can track a bit more information about Mary and her likes and dislikes. And down, if I just scroll down here, the third thing we're going to do is we're going to create a new organization record for Mary as well. We could link Mary to an existing company record in the system as well if we wanted to. So I just click next here, just follow this sequence along. Job done. We've now created the opportunity, the contact, and the company. It took a split second. We're now on the opportunity screen. I know that because there's a little pipeline icon there in the top left corner. So we can be prompted for extra information about this opportunity. So there we are. There's a mandatory field there. When are we going to get this order? So up comes my calendar, and away we go. We can fill in some extra information there. So that's a quick run through of the lead management capability. So Mary's now disappeared from my outstanding leads and will appear as a proper opportunity. Nice simple little bit of workflow there. You can enhance that whole process if you want to with Workbooks. If you want some automatic things to happen as regards the sales lead process, typically, and this is something that we often assist our clients with implementing, is that when they get a lead coming in, they want it to be allocated to the right person. So maybe when an inquiry comes in and there's more than one of you on sales, the lead should go to a specific person based on location, maybe of the lead, or maybe the type of inquiry, or the type of client they're in. They are. Maybe they're central government and you have a central government salesperson. So the lead is automatically assigned. So a typical bit of terminology that you've got in Workbooks is the assignee. Who's the main person in your company that should see this through to its ultimate conclusion? So quick run through there of leads. Nice and easy display of all your leads, and then linked to that, if I can just finally show you this, back to the start button, up to my sales section again. We saw leads already. Opportunities. So at a glance, we can see all of our active opportunities. Here they are, summarized here row by row. You can insert extra columns here, just like Excel. You can sort these columns in ascending or descending order. So there we are. Right at the top there, show me my highest value opportunities. There they are, and you can dive into those and easily navigate your way around the system. Okay, quick run through there of the Workbooks interface. As I say, if you want to have a look at any of this information in more detail, you want a more detailed discussion about your own specific needs, please contact any of us here at Wizard Systems. We're only too happy to help you. So as we're coming to a close now, I'd like to summarize the pricing. There's an annual subscription with Workbooks, so you pay annually in advance for each named user you've got. Here's the two different editions that you've got with Workbooks, CRM Edition and Business Edition. So 228 plus VAT per user. This is the standard one that most people go for. And then we've got Business Edition if you need to create orders or invoices or credit notes and track customer payments. We have other options for Outlook integration, tracking contracts, handling multiple currencies. Generally, these add-on options are £48, £48 per user per year. And we've got other options for integrating to different accounting applications as well. Budget, being realistic, budget for any implementation. Do you need any help in getting the system set up, guiding you through customizing the system, importing your data, tweaking the templates, the quotation templates in Workbooks, helping you with the MailChimp email marketing integration? Just let us know and we can organize some training for you. And that training could be done online, or we could visit you, or you could come to us. We're based just north of Bristol, by the way, so easy to get to from most parts of the UK. So be realistic about what kind of assistance you need. Right, it's now time for any questions you may have, please. So if you've got any immediate questions, please type those into the question section. So first question from Will. Have you got any companies in IT using Workbooks? Yes, Will, many companies using Workbooks in IT. Of course, it's very relevant there for tracking your business process and leads as we've described today, and also tracking customer service. If you go to the Workbooks website, you can, just excuse me everyone, if I go to Workbooks here, Workbooks website, and if you click on customers, you'll then be able to see, here we are, this is what I was trying to get at. Do you see here, Will, industry, and I can select, okay, telecoms is lobbed in with IT, filter that, and there we are. There's 6 case studies you can see there, but give us a call if you need any more information there. question from David. Can I dial a telephone number from a name, which will then raise a window to put in notes in and close that when the phone goes down? You can actually auto dial, David, from Workbooks in your preferences, and we can integrate with systems like Skype and VoIP systems. But in your preferences, if I just scroll down here, so everyone's got preferences in Workbooks. And do you see here, David, this the telephone integration, which Workbooks needs, and there's a little checkbox there for the Skype integration. It won't bring up the call window, so you can type in specific information about this call, but it certainly will assist you in making that call for you. Next question from Aaron. Can you email from Workbooks? Well, yes, we've got the Outlook integration, but from any client's screen, if I type in somebody's record here, if I do a search for somebody called Alan, here we are, here's a customer called Alan. Many screens in Workbooks will show you this send email, and this is where you can actually compose an email directly from here. No other software required. You can actually create different email templates there as well, Aaron, for different default messages that go to the client, and they're all tracked in this email tab there. Next question from John. Is sales workflow automation part of the CRM package? Yes, it is, John. That's all included. The ability to set up these workflows and processes. You've got this little automation section here within configuration that allows you to do that. We also support this thing here called scripts, John, so you can actually do some really clever things with Workbooks. For example, we implemented a system last week where, as part of a sales process, they wanted to prevent people creating an order before doing a quote. So, yeah, as part of that workflow, you can do that. Or somebody else wanted a quote approval process. When somebody does a quote, they want an automatic message going to the supervisor. So, yep, John, all included, but you may need some assistance. Have a little discussion with us at Wizard Systems on what you're trying to do there to see if you need any help. Next question from Javier. Looks like we've got all guys on the call today. How do you link Outlook emails? Well, there is some integration with Outlook that if I just fire up Outlook here, just show this to you. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name okay. So in your Outlook inbox, you can locate an email. And do you see right above the email, do you see there, share this email with Workbooks? The similar thing when you're sending an email, you're composing an email in Workbooks, you've got that same button there. Click on that, it copies the email together with attachments into the client's record. Next question from John. Can you report on number of calls, meetings, emails for KPI person? Yes, you can. Two ways of doing that, John, in Workbooks. First of all, you've got dashboards, so you can see in a graphical way what activities you're up to. So my example here, I guess this is pretty close. I'm grouping and sorting. I'm summarizing the number of activities, in this case, support issues logged by individual people. So you can summarize that information there. So you could see that. You could also go to this activity section here, and this will show you all of the activities on the go in your company right now, but you can then filter on specific, maybe the username, who's got to make these calls. So I've created one down here called a list of Luke's phone calls. Maybe I've got a colleague called Luke and I want to see all of the calls that Luke's doing. And the third option, John, is as part of reporting, You can also group and sort here, so you can see activities by user. There we are. So I can look at my whole team, maybe over a range of dates. John, you might want to say, I just want to look at last month's calls, but again, a simple way of seeing all of those summarized calls there. Okay, I don't think there's any more questions coming through there. Thanks, John, for that last question. So I'd just like to bring my presentation to close by mentioning, of course, do you want to have a more detailed discussion about workbooks? Please contact me. There's my contact details. Our website is wizard-systems.com or wizard-systems.co.uk. Remember, there is a trial, 30-day trial, with some sample data as well. If you put information into the trial and you then you decide you want to go ahead and turn that into your live system, no problem. Anything that you've put into that trial is carried forward to the live system there. While you're on that trial, if you get stuck, you've got a problem, call us, email us. We're here to help you get the most out of that time. So we recognize that you might be looking at a number of different systems. Workbooks is the best, of course, but you want to use that time usefully, and so don't get wound up if you don't find a ready answer to your query there. So thanks very much again. You will get a confirmation email after this event closes, normally within a day or so, with a link to the recording. If you're listening to this on YouTube, please catch up with our next live presentation. Normally it's a weekly basis. Go to our website to catch the latest registrations there, and we look forward to hearing from you soon. Thanks very much indeed, everyone, for your time, and have a good day.